The Count is very lonely. He has no full-time news companions, and as such, even his favourite video games no longer make him smile. Can you help make the Count smile? If you think you have what it takes to turn the Count from this weeping shambles in front of you to the Snark Lord we all know and love, please get in contact as soon as you can. Find the GameCast social links in the description and contact us if you think you can help. Thank you for listening. Welcome back to another episode of the GC Informer. I am Snowy, otherwise known as Count Fracula. I hear both the other newscasters have been bashing me, but let's be honest, that's just because they're jealous of my amazing beard. We will start with a little update on Alex Mauer, who has had a restraining order filed against her. So by now you must all know about Alex Mauer, the composer of music for Star Mesa DSP and Rivers City Rampage, who went on a DMCA spree, and there's been loads of drama around that. And now she's had a restraining order filed against her. As part of the ongoing legal proceedings between herself and Imgo Softworks, a restraining order was filed, which means that she can no longer file DMCA claims against videos relating to Star Mesa DSP. While this does not stop her filing any claims against videos on River City Rampage, it does stop her filing any claims on Star Mesa, and also part of the restraining order states that she must make efforts to rescind any previous strikes that she has made. While this restraining order is temporary, it is at least a good sign because it means that the things are sort of going in the right way. However, several games journalists have reported this in a very strange fashion. Both Destructoid and what was it fucking called? Very obscure publication, Ars Technica, both published articles that seem to show a massive lack of research into the subject, which is a little bit troubling, and they seem to be not taking a side, but they don't seem to be fully informed as to why Alex Mauer is maybe not the person in the right here. So that was a little update. There's not too much going on in the case at the moment. I think most of it's sort of behind closed doors, but we'll see. We'll see what developments come in the next week. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is getting a first-person only mode. So yes, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, or as it's popularly being abbreviated to now, PUBG, which is what I will put in the title because it'll take up a lot of room otherwise, is still an incredibly popular early access title on Steam, scheduled to be launched in the next few months, but it's sort of going along quite nicely at the moment, it seems. This new mode is, while not groundbreaking obviously, it's certainly a bit different and might provide a very different experience to the third-person mode that is already available. You can, of course, go into first person in the standard mode, however this version is completely locked to first person and you cannot go out of it into third person. The reason given for this is because of the way that both the camera angles work. The third person players have a bit of an advantage over the first person players with a larger field of view, meaning they can see more of the environment around you. These servers therefore are designed to sort of mitigate the kinds of issues that these people who want to play in first person might have from doing that. They won't have a disadvantage anymore. They have also done the sensible thing, not done a Call of Duty, and they've added a field of view slider. So good! People are learning. Hooray! Like, we don't want people to be vomiting while playing games. This isn't a good thing. The new Nintendo 3DS, that's the one that's called the new 3DS, has been discontinued. While I welcome Nintendo sort of thinning down the amount of versions of the 3DS that they're selling, this maybe isn't the version I'd choose, mostly because of the plates that you can sort of replace on them, and I really loved that idea. And when I got my XL version, I was a bit disappointed that you couldn't do the same on there. So yeah, earlier last week they announced that that was being discontinued. The XL version is not being discontinued, that's still in production for now, but I think what this signifies is maybe the sort of end of the lifespan of the 3DS. Sports Direct, a really shitty sports-based company who are involved with a lot of legal troubles in this country, have bought a very large chunk of shares of the store Game. Game is very much the GameStop of this country, the UK, and it's a piece of shit, as I've mentioned before. It's a really awful store, and now an even shitter company have bought a massive stake, amounting to about 25% of total shares, which the actual number is about 44 million. Game have stated that they are aware of the share buyout and are also happy about it for some reason, stating that they are pleased that Sports Direct have appreciated the strategic value of buying these shares. I dislike Game anyway, and I'm actually surprised that it's still turning much of a profit, and I dislike Sports Direct even more, mostly because I hate sports. This is just more shitty moves, and it might prove to be a further sort of nail in the coffin of the homogenisation of the high streets in the UK. So, fuck you, Sports Direct. Sorry, this is news, I need to remain impartial. Also, fuck you, Game. Final bit of news I'm going to mention, Ni no Kuni 2 has been delayed. Don't know why I sounded so happy about that. It wasn't intentional, honestly. While the game was set to launch in November, it has since been delayed to the 19th of January 2018. This isn't a huge delay, obviously, and we know exactly what it's for, the same as basically every game delay in history, just to polish the game up and make it the best possible product when it's launched. There is also the point that the move will put the release of the game just after the Christmas sort of boom, where you have Call of Duty and Overwatch and whatever else gobbling up all the sales and leaving nothing for almost everyone else. So while this may just be a move to just polish the game up, it may also be a slightly strategic move from a sales standpoint, just to make sure that they can actually get the copies that they need out the door. While I've never played Ni no Kuni myself, the first game does look interesting. It looks like a cross between Pokemon and things like Final Fantasy. And the second one, again, does look quite interesting, so I might have to get onto that at some point in the future. So that's it from this episode of the GC Informer. If you enjoyed it, please give us a subscribe, a like, a comment, whatever you fancy, and our social links are all down in the description. If you'd like more from me, I do Let's Plays on my channel, which is linked on an end card. And as always, thank you very much for watching.